My hair had not been combed in 2 months, and it showed. The little twists on my head were frizzing and fraying into gentle knots, while the growing afro underneath was left to its own devices. Any remnant of the delicately manicured coils my baby dreads had been born into was out of sight, ever flourishing into a matted, intricately entangled bush. It didn't look like I was growing locks. I guess that would have made the messy garden blooming on my head more digestible, more understandable, maybe even so cool in the eyes of some. But to the common person on the street who was not aware of the process, which was most people, my hair just looked uncombed and unkempt. I probably looked crazy. There was no explanation or apology I wore on my back when I went out in public for the state of my hair. It was just there, a ragingly mad wildlife forest of naps and kinks on display for the whole world to see. And don't get it twisted, I wasn't this fiercely unapologetic, strong black queen who proudly wore my nappy-ass crown with both middle fingers up. I was scared. I was self-conscious of my appearance beyond anything I had ever experienced in my life, especially around other black folks who I found to be the most judgmental of my delicate process. My hair was short, nappy, and uncombed. It was the epitome of what was widely considered bad hair. The insecurity I faced was so fierce. I had to take deep breaths and summon all the courage inside my being just to walk out of the door. Truth be told, I had been ashamed of my natural hair for many years of my life. This was just the first time I was actually facing that shame head on. After all of my experiences, I was saddened to learn that I still lived with a lot of internalized racism. Growing locks had afforded me the opportunity to see, through myself and the reflection of others, just how deeply that consciousness hurt me. At this stage, it was about more than just going natural and restoring the health of my hair. There was a new journey blossoming within me, and it was one of self-love. In reflection upon my motives for twisting my hair, I realized that I was basically doing the same thing I used to do with relaxers, beating back the kinks of my hair, smoothing my authentic texture down to fit more into the mainstream ideals of beauty, trying my best to look white. That didn't sit right with me, so I began to explore a new way for myself. That is how I began my freeform journey.